Hello, Mark Abbott from the Secretariat of the Engineering Change Lab here. When the Engineering Change Lab was first convened in January of 2015, it has two main functions were established. One was to consider what the higher potential of the engineering profession is, and the second was to be a platform for taking action to help unlock that potential. In this series of videos, we're going to share the latest thinking on what that higher potential might be. In doing so, our goal is not to sell you on that vision of the higher potential, but rather to engage you in an ongoing dialogue about what that higher potential of the profession could be. For the vision of the lab is that we're going to require an ongoing dialogue and synthesis process so that we're continually asking ourselves what is the higher potential and what are we doing to create it of the engineering profession. So before we get going, it's important that we actually sync on a few key definitions. We've found from having conversations so far that on keywords like technology, often there's rather than a single point definition that everyone agrees on, these words tend to have a little bit more almost of a distribution of meanings, that different people hear them in different ways. So technology is one of the keywords we'll be using in these videos. So to sync on which definition we'll be using, it's useful to distinguish between a narrow definition, where a lot of people hear technology and hear iPhones and robots and other sort of tech gadgets. In these videos, we're going to be using a broader definition of technology as a process by which humans modify nature to meet societal needs. So yes, that includes iPhones and robots and new gadgets, but it also includes the steam engine and different ways of modern agriculture. So it's a much broader definition of technology. Similarly, leadership is another word where people hear it in very different ways. There's a more traditional sort of definition of leadership, which is more top-down, authoritative, positional leadership. In these videos, we're going to be using arguably a more modern version of the definition of leadership, which is around everyone having the ability to express leadership. So it's more leadership as an expression or an act as opposed to a position or a formal authority.